Hi everybody, welcome to another segment of 10-minute numerology. We're going to talk about the Lifepath 7 today. And also if you have the birthday of 7, 16, or 25, so if you're born on 7th, 16th, or 25th, this also applies to you somewhat as well. To find your Lifepath number, just look in the description below. The Lifepath really talks about your gifts, talents, abilities, kind of why you're here, where you've been in past lives. It's one of the most important parts of your numerology chart, okay? And again, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, hello. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, and leave a comment below if you resonate with this information. So, I love 7 energy. I have a lot of it in my chart. I'm not a 7 life path, but I have 7 expression, 7 personality, a whole bunch of crap in my chart. And it's also a 7 universal month in December 2020. So there's some 7 energy kind of flowing through this month vibrationally. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned the 7 life path this month. So 7 life path, it's really a blend of logic and intuition, okay? It's a really kind of interesting, eccentric number. A lot of my clients tend to have 7 in their chart, or they're going through a 7 cycle when they come and see me, because 7 is the truth seeker. 7 is about acquiring wisdom and knowledge. You know, whether you are a more analytical, skeptical 7, or whether you are more like metaphysical, spiritual 7, most people are kind of a mix of in between. So the logical part of the 7, and every 7 has a mix of these two things. 7s typically, they spend a lot of time in their head, which can be a really good thing, but also can be, that can mean 7s have a difficult time expressing their emotions. Because 7 is kind of like still waters run deep with 7 energy. So it's like 7s have a lot of emotions, but they spend a lot of time analyzing their emotions and analyzing the emotions of other people, instead of just getting in their heart and expressing it, right? So 7s spend a lot of time in their head. Very analytical, very scientific. 7s have the capability for like research and analysis. It's like really a number that really kind of indicates a beautiful mind, usually. Like there's something about their mind that they're able to absorb lots of information really deeply, especially if it's subjects that they're really interested in. And 7s really have the ability to become experts at what they know, experts in their field, paid very well for that, like it's not going to just kind of learn a little bit about a subject. It's going to learn a lot about it. It's going to keep learning about it, because that's why they're here, is again, building their knowledge and deepening their wisdom. The spiritual part of the 7 as well, there are usually 7s, a lot of 7s have like a spiritual or metaphysical bent to them. So like a connection to their faith and their intuition is very important. 7s do tend to be very intuitive. Even the most overthinking, analytical 7 has a strong sixth sense that they could, it's possible that they're not listening to it. Okay, it's very possible. But even the most skeptical 7 is going to be making intuitive leaps. So it's like when you're researching something or studying something, then all of a sudden something pops into your mind, like a light bulb comes on, like that aha moment. That is your intuition at work as well, okay? So 7s tend to have a lot of clairsentience, which is feeling the energy of a room and energy of other people and kind of soaking up this energy. And they also tend to be very claircognizant, which is knowing things without knowing how they know it, right? And it really does resonate. 7's a very psychic number in general. You see a lot of astrologers, tarot readers, psychics, mediums who have 7 energy. In part because 7 is naturally drawn to meditation and things that kind of expand the mind, right? And 7s really need meditation. They need some kind of ritual or some kind of thing where they are tuning into spirit, tuning into their own inner energy, clearing out their mind. 7s also really need time to themselves as well. Like, 7s do, I'm sure, need people somewhat, but we also, at the end of the day, that we need time, and I say we because I have a lot of 7 energy, we need time at some point in the day where I'm not surrounded by anybody and where I just need to go be in a room by myself. because seven, if you have seven in your chart, it is an indication of being sensitive, especially if you have a lot of numbers that would suggest kind of highly sensitive energy. If you have a seven life path, being in nature, right? It's really, really good for you. Running a hot bath and just like letting that energy you soaked up during the day kind of go down the drain, because you do tend to be an energy sponge. But sevens do need some alone time, and they are more private people as well. They don't necessarily want to let you in. It can be kind of a guarded energy. Let me think what else. So, it does kind of tend to be more of an eccentric as well, like crystals and stuff and all that. It used to be really considered more weird than it is today. It's a little bit more mainstream. It's a bit more cool, to study astrology and everything. But back in the day, that really was not looked upon as like trendy. That was just weird. And having a lot of seven energy, like when you have a lot of seven in your chart, that you might have, intuitive or psychic experiences as well, because it's really, I don't know, seven is just like a very kind of, there's an energy about it that is like inherently kind of strange. So sometimes you feel like an alien walking around in a human body, okay? Seven needs lots of rest, and the seventh day God rested, that phrase in the Bible, that is very true when it comes to seven energy, because your job is not to boss babe, grind your way to the top. It is your way to success is through balance and rest and expansion of the mind and connection with your spirit. Okay. So you need rest and you need sleep. If you have seven energy, of course we all need rest, we need sleep. Sevens need it a little bit more, frankly. They just get a little overwhelmed, I think, a little bit more. There is more of a connection to more alternative or Eastern medicines as well. I'm not a doctor in any way, so that is not medical advice, but again, like acupuncture, Reiki healing, all of that stuff, a seven is going to be, I think needs a little bit more of. It's not just your standard get your shot and go. Sevens are really, there's an energy about like being really particular what they put in their bodies as well, because it's not just sensitive to energy. It's sensitive to different foods and your environment and like the clothes you wear, all that stuff. You just tend to be pretty sensitive. The things that seven needs to watch out for is thinking that they know everything. And sevens can be a little egotistical, and out of balance seven can be very much, again, two in their head, thinking that they know everything, kind of intellectually superior. A well-balanced seven has a connection to their own spirituality and their own faith, and really connecting with, the left hemisphere of the brain. I'm not sure even sure if that's scientifically accurate anymore, but you know what I'm saying, the rational analytical part with their spiritual part. If anything is out of balance, you end up being flaky. I'm always out of my body, always, super, super excessive spirituality seven. Or you get the I don't believe in anything analytical, super, super two analytical seven. Seven is about finding balance in all things. But I will say, if you have seven in your chart, you have a natural talent for learning astrology and numerology, anything of that nature where it's metaphysical and analytical. But any profession where it kind of asks for an exacting nature. So whether that is a highly technical artist, really amazing at their craft, a beautiful actor, singer, and performance artist as well. It's like anything that relates to learning something on a very deep level and being a perfectionist at what you do, and obviously anything with the mind. But yeah, and if you're seven, you're just a little different, frankly. And I probably have a lot of sevens watching this right now, so it would behoove you to learn a little bit more about your energy. And I will say, I have found too, people who understand sevens the most are other sevens. So I love my fellow sevens, and I hope this makes sense to you. And if you like the video, leave a comment, like it, share it, etc. And look for more videos from me. Okay, that's it. Bye. 10-minute numerology, 7 life path.